It's a pleasure to welcome the former one lightweight world champion, Christian Lee. Christian, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
You face Ok Rae Yoon for the second time. So much has been said about that first meeting between you guys. As time has passed, has your stance changed at all on that first meeting? Or are you still adamant that you won that fight?
No. I still feel like I've won the fight. Even looking back, after everything is said and done, emotions aside, I feel like I won the fight.
Going into this one, are you pleased just to put this one to bed and never have to talk about it again?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the rematch, and I'm looking forward to putting a stamp on this one, making sure that I finish him so that nothing else needs to be said about it.
It's interesting looking at the pre-fight preview. You're determined to finish him early, and he says he wants to beat you up for 5 rounds. Do you see you guys as opposites in some ways?
Yeah, in a way, we are opposite in terms of our fighting styles. For me, I'm looking to finish the fight as quickly as possible in whatever way possible. And for Oak, I feel like he wants to drag the fight out. He wants to win the fight over a 5-round decision. So very, very opposite styles.
Do you think he's got it in him to be a finisher in the way that you are?
I think he has the ability to finish fights, but his main goal is to win the fights in whatever way possible. And his highest chance of winning is by winning over the judges and getting a decision win. So I think if he was to start finishing his opponents, he would have to change his style.
You've had a lot of fights and the most finishes in one championship out of anyone at only 24 years old. Did what went down with Oak in the first fight change your perception of the game in any way?
No, I've been in this fight game for quite a while now. I know how it works, and it's just part of it. There's been many high level championship fights that have ended in controversy, and many times the judges have been wrong and given a fight to another fighter that should have won it. So I know that this is just part of the fight game.
Part of what makes you so much fun as a fighter and so popular with the fans is that you do produce these amazing finishes, and often they're in the first round. So will you change that style at all here?
No, I still plan on finishing Oak in the first round. However, I'm very confident in my conditioning, and I know that if it takes 5 rounds to do so, I will be pushing from start to finish.
You mentioned that he's a great survivor. What's his biggest strength?
I think Oak's biggest strength is his resilience. He's very tough. He can take a shot. He can defend submissions well, and he's able to last all 5 rounds. So he has good conditioning. So between his resilience and his conditioning, I think that's what has led him to where he is.
You finished some monsters in your time, but finishing Ok Rae Yoon, will that be the sweetest, do you think, for you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I've been training really hard for it all year long, and just the way things went in our last meeting, I think it'll make it even better when I'm able to get my hand raised and get a finish against Oak.
Having already experienced being the champ, does that serve you in good stead here, having held the belt and knowing what it's like and knowing championship rounds?
Yeah, definitely. I have a lot more experience than him in terms of championship fights. So I definitely feel that in terms of experience, I have the advantage. And I think it's going to show on Friday night.
He, in some regards, came out of nowhere. He had those massive wins against Murat Gafarov, then Eddie Alvarez, and then he got the win over you. Were you surprised by him? He's been called the legend killer in some circles.
I wouldn't really say he's much of a killer. He got very lucky in his first 3 fights and won. Winning over a decision, in my opinion, against 3 fights that he would have lost. So he did a great job getting to where he is. Props to him. In a year and a half, he made his way to the belt, which is not an easy thing to do. So very lucky circumstances that he fell under. But that's just my opinion on it.
In terms of the tactics in this fight, without wishing to give too much away, what kind of weapons are you looking forward to using against him?
Well, I have a really straightforward approach to this fight. I plan on uh, bringing the fight to him, walking forward, hitting him, and putting him down.
What do you have to watch out for as far as his weapons?
I think that a few things Oak's going to be looking for in our rematch. He's going to be looking to utilize his knees. He's going to be trying to time flying knees as I shoot in. He's going to be trying to, keep the fight at a long distance and play the perimeter. So, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what Oak's going to do when the fight starts. But, I'm prepared for anything.
I'm not sure if you watched the promo. It gets you excited for the fight, the one that's out on YouTube at the moment. But he says in it, the fact that he brings up his records after losing feels like overselling and a tactic to make him appear more threatening than he is. And then he hinted that he's the real king of the jungle, going on to say those who are lower in the food chain, like a cat, hiss and growl and make more noise. They are the weaker of the two. What did you make of that? Did you hear that promo?
No, for me, I didn't even see the promo. And I think in an interview before I did mention my statistics, and it was really just because I was asked to mention my statistics as I was speaking. So anyone who knows me knows that I'm not someone to boast, and I really don't even pay attention to my own statistics or my own records. So I'm not focused on what I've accomplished. I'm not focused on what Oak has to say. I'm just focused on the task at hand.
You guys leading up to the first fight seem to have plenty of respect for each other. Has his reaction to the fight frustrated you at all? How do you feel about him now?
No, I have no hard feelings towards Oak. He's of course he was very happy after winning the fight. He won a fight that in his mind, I feel that he thought he lost. So of course anybody would be happy when the fight goes to a decision and it goes your way. So there's nothing that he did wrong on his part. He just got lucky that night.
Do you feel he's the underdog or the favorite in this one?
I think that I think that in terms of, yeah, if you were to put it in terms of betting odds, I think he would still be the underdog in this fight. But in my mind, I'm going to treat it as me being the contender and me being the underdog, looking to get my belt back.
If you're able to defeat him, will you give him a rematch?
Well, if everything goes according to plan and I go forward and I finish Oak, then I don't think there'll be a need for a rematch.
And if it goes for a decision?
If it goes a decision and I win the decision, then yeah, I would say that there's a fair rematch. But if it doesn't go to a decision and I finish him, then for me that'll be 2 wins against him in my mind. So I don't see any need for a third fight.
I know you're fully focused on what's in front of you, but Tan Le has spoken of his respect for you again, but says it's inevitable that you guys will fight one day. Do you feel the same way?
Well, I've seen Tan over his past few fights. He's been doing really great. He had a great finish defending his belt against Gary Tonin, and he's got a tough task at hand, but I do feel like he will defend his belt again. So if he continues doing his thing in the featherweight division, I think there's a good chance that we'll meet together someday in the circle.
And to finish off your prediction, early knockout, right, for this one?
Yes, I do plan on knocking him out very early this fight.
Angela's prediction was Christian by savagery. How nice is it when you see that kind of support and those kind of predictions from the family?
I appreciate the support. My sister, she's always supported me ever since I started my career. So I appreciate it.
And having not seen you for a while, how's it going to be back there around fight week doing what you love?
It feels good to be back in Singapore with everything open now. It's nice to see the country open again, and things back to normal for the most part. So I'm enjoying my time here, and I'm very excited for this weekend.
You have an absolute fan favorite style. How intrigued are you by this Amazon deal that potentially one is now going to be exposed to millions of new fans and millions of new fans finding out maybe who you are?
I'm excited for One Championship's new deal with Amazon Prime. Um, everybody knows Amazon Prime is a huge platform, and I look forward to seeing One Championship's growth as they expand their horizon.
We're looking forward to an absolute banger on Friday. Always good to talk to you, Christian. Best of luck.
All right, thank you.